You can't make this long time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Colts have a huge game coming up this weekend on Saturday at 4 o'clock against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The entire season rides on this game. They have 4 games left, so if they lose this game, they will practically have to win the last 3 games in a row to get into the playoff. Facing the Bengals, team that had struggled to pass protect and stop the run coming in, the Colts figured to have a pretty good matchup as they continued their run for the postseason. But Indianapolis's pass rush and run game were nowhere to be found in Cincinnati, and the Colts committed a slew of unforced errors in a blowout loss. Indianapolis kept the Bengals running backs Joe Mixon and Chase Brown more or less under wraps as runners, but each of them ripped off killer long screens. There were also special teams gaffes by the Colts that cost them big time in this game, including a missed field goal and extra point tries, a muff punt that led to a Cincinnati field goal. This is exactly this kind of sloppy game that you come to expect from a non-playoff team. If the Colts want to make the playoffs, they better clean up their act coming into this Pittsburgh game at home and play a much cleaner game. The Colts and the Steelers sit at 7-6 right now, so whatever team wins this game will presumably be on the outside looking in after they lose this game. 6 other teams in the AFC also sit at 7-6, including the Bengals, the Texans, the Broncos, the Bills, and the Steelers and the Colts all sit at 7-6. The Colts will be playing the Pittsburgh Steelers this Saturday at 4 o'clock. It's always a tough matchup for the Colts when the Steelers come into town. Be prepared that tons of Pittsburgh Steelers fans will be at Lucas Oil Stadium waving their annoying flags and towels during the entire game. The Colts have to never mind any of the things that are going on and just focus on winning this game. The Colts' best chance of winning this game is Mitchell Trubisky throwing 3 interceptions. That's how I'm calling it for this game. Old Maserati Mitch rolling into Indianapolis, throwing 3 interceptions, and the Colts take the game over the Steelers because of all the interceptions by Mitchell Trubisky. With only 3 games left after the game this Saturday against the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's paramount that the Colts win this game with the season shrinking and getting closer and closer to the finality of the entire season. With both of these teams fighting for their playoff lives and having a chance last week to increase their chances to make the playoffs, both the Steelers and the Colts had blunderous games in the previous week. The Steelers made Bailey Zappi look like Joe Montana in a game that saw New England beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 21-18 in a Thursday night thriller. So what is to be expected in the game this Saturday between the Colts and the Steelers? In the end, this game is going to come down to what quarterback does not turn the ball over. If TJ Watt gets free and gets after Gardner Minshew and knocks the ball out of his hand 2 or 3 times, the Colts will be absolutely roasted and toasted in this game. But if the Colts can get after Mitchell Trubisky and make him throw the ball before he's ready, or sack him a few times and get him rattled, the Colts will be able to take over the turnover advantage in this game. The running back matchup of Najee Harris against Zach Moss will be critical in this one. Zach Moss, after starting out the year as the starter and having some really big games for the Colts early on, his role shrunk invariably in the past 2 weeks after becoming the full-time starter again. Zach Moss has to get on track and get over 100 yards in this game for the Colts to grind out a win. Controlling the clock and grinding out the clock in this game is going to be huge for the Colts to try to get the victory in this game. In the end, the Steelers always make it into a tough guy football game whenever they play against the Colts. So this game is going to come down to, can the Colts offensive line play tough guy football against the Steelers defense and push them around and get the running yards that the Colts need and play really tough football against the Steelers. That's what everything's going to come down to in this game. Thank you for watching this video. Go Colts this Saturday. Hopefully they can beat the Steelers and have a better chance at making the playoffs. Until next time, Stay classy out there, Colts fans.